and we shall deliver this at sub-county level so that we have a training center. So the house will come to household and delivered at parish level. Then what Mupira, remember the RNDC was talking about productiveness. We need to turn our idle labor into productive labor, and there are quite a number in Pakwach district. And if we don't engage them in sport, then we will.
Each member of parliament present for the fundraising contributed towards supporting the foundation.
To support women of Pakwach, to support a child of Pakwach. When we come here to support Honorable Pachuto, it means the whole country is supporting Pakwach.
I bring your greetings from Pakwach, and my humble contribution of 1 million comes to Pakwach to support this initiative.
Honorable Jackson Liatima, Central Division Member of Parliament, who also launched the similar scheme in Arua City recently, commends the woman Member of Parliament for the initiative, and he says this will serve to fight the poverty in the region.
What Pachuto is doing with you, skilling the youth and women and people of Pakwach, is what I am also doing in Arua Central. We are going to compare notes. I will come here and check how your progress is. I will want you to come to Arua Central and check how mine is progressing so that we can alleviate poverty among the people of West Nile.
The Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, Right Honorable Anita Annette Among, who was represented by Tayebwa Abbott, extended 20 million shillings towards Avoot's foundation.
I'm thrilled to learn that through the foundation you have been instrumental in supporting the government agenda for prosperity for all by intentionally assisting the women and the youth with life skills, supporting bright but needy students with scholarships, providing mama kits to some of the expectant mothers, providing minimum to acquire the right fishing gears. Your efforts are clearly in tandem with the Sustainable Development Goals 4, 5 and 8, bracket quality education, gender equality and decent work.
However, the LC5 chairperson who represented the district boss during the function implored the members of parliament to support the woman member of parliament in resolving the Palango land questions that, according to Ben Owing, has dragged for long without it being resolved.
We love our neighbor. We want an independent committee set by the parliament.
I had raised those issues on the floor of parliament, not only in the 11th parliament, even in 10th, Honorable Bigger Kanya to come on ground and prove why those people had died. After that, the Prime Minister set a committee of 3 ministers and have been demanding for that report to come on the floor of Parliament. That's why the current Prime Minister has committed herself that she will again set a committee, and we are demanding that that committee is set very fast, because our people, why actually we are doing all this drive, because our people cannot do their farming as they used to do the other side.
Reporting for West Nile Television, I am Dennis Oringe.
In our stories for the evening, the Lord's Resistance Army war victims in the West Nile are calling upon the government of the Republic of Uganda through the leadership of His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to respond to their demands of having them compensated. The victims disclosed this while speaking to journalists during the Thanksgiving prayer organized by the members after the arrest and the release of their chairman, Matwa Alex. Let's have more on that story.
Lord's Resistance Army war victims in West Nile are calling upon the government of the Republic of Uganda through the leadership of His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to respond to their demands. Speaking to journalists during a Thanksgiving prayer organized by the members over the weekend upon the arrest and release of their leader, Matua Alex was arrested and released on the same day last week over allegations of inciting violence.
What we feel is that only to see him, let them allow us to just to meet our father. That's all, just peaceful. This is all what we want.
We are just telling this information to the government officials such that if this money is not reimbursed for us, government must pay us as a salary.
Request have been writing here, you see, to see the president. This was on the 20th also May last year, 2021. My copy is here. The office of RCC, RDC want to see the president about our issue here.
Some of the victims narrated the traumatizing experience they got during the attacks made by the LRI rebels, which led to the loss of their goods and some of their relatives abducted.
1998, it was on 22nd of November, whereby we entered an ambush. Everything perishes from me. I got this bullet wound. The bus was contoured. All these buses were compensated and government paid. Things happened in Kampala, compensated some people. How many years have we taken now?
Jason Odir, a retired police officer who also served as the assistant superintendent of police in Arua district, and then he lost a son in the attack. To date, he has not seen his son, either his body.
And on that very day, there was an ambush by Konya. So many people were abducted, others were killed. But I've never seen the body of my son, whose school fees I was paying myself. Now, I'm now left alone. I only have a son. As a retired senior servant, I don't think I could tell lies. And it is me who is suffering. Now, how much have I lost?
This has been a regional cause of concern. If Teso, that's a region, they are paid. Lango, that's a region, they are paid. Acholi, a region, they are paid. Take, for example, West Nile, almost 12 districts. This is the largest region. Why deny the fact that these people suffered the longest war?
With visible body injuries that the survivors sustained during the attacks, the Konyi war victims in West Nile, especially Arua City, through their leader Matua Alex, said that all they need is to meet His Excellency the President over the delayed compensation issues.
You see the list of MPs from West Nile. I took myself March 21st. You see, I wrote this letter on 19th. Then I took this letter, inviting them to come and attend the meeting with me here. Those MPs I did not get, this person received their documents. You see, called Angudubo Emma, his sister at the reception. There is a pigeon hall there, where he distributed all the copies. From there up to now, was there any MP who came here to address us? Since 25th March, 2022, last year, up to now, we are in March. Which MP has come here to address the Konyi war victims? What shows that we have leaders? This is supposed to be the work of our political leaders who are elected. Where are they? If you are an MP, what are you doing?
And if our people who we have elected could act like him, I think Arua here or West Nile here will keep the first problem.
Meanwhile, the Konyi war victims faulted their elected leaders for not responding to their cry as their voters.
Now if a ladder is put here for me to climb here, from the first step here, if the ladder is broken, do you expect me to climb here? What should I do? I want to reach there up. What should I do? Here is broken. It has fallen down.
Joseph Jura reporting for West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our our stories for the evening. On Monday, over 30 needy children of Ringiri Primary School in Arua district received an assortment of scholastic materials with support from the families of Romania. The LC5 chairman, Arua district, Honorable Alfred Nkwonzi, appeals to the beneficiaries of these scholastic materials to use them to improve on their performance in school. Let's have more on that story. Arua district leaders and technocrats presided over the handover of assorted scholastic materials to the selected needy children of Ringiri Primary School in Arua district with support from the families in Romania. The beneficiaries of these assorted scholastic materials were primary school children between primary 1 and primary 4 classes of different government-aided schools in Arua district.
We want to give support for all the children that are supported through their family. How long the donors will give support to them. Okay. Because this is a project like family from Romania, from Europe. We want to give support to the family, and through that family we want to give support to the children to go to school. Yes. It's not in our hand, it's in the hand of God, and God touched the heart, the mind, and the money of those who give. Because we see a lot of children don't go to school from those families who have support from Europe, from the family who are donors for them. And because they are somehow in touch through us, they know the need of the family, they know the need of the children. A lot of children from here don't go to school. They want to help children to go to school and have a better education.
The head teacher of Ringiri Primary School, Ajiduru Rhodes, thanks the families of Romania for their support and stated that this will improve on the learners' retainment in schools.
A family from Romara village, they have supported the learners from this school, and these learners are from P1 to P4. And since the village is very far from the school, many of the small children, they have been, in fact, have little interest in the school. And what they have done today by giving them scholastic material in the school, I'm sure is going to encourage these learners, because since the village is very far from the school, previously I've been seeing that the small ones, they really don't come to school. Since last year when they started supporting them, I just see the children are very active, they now come to school, they don't really miss. I believe this one is going to improve their performance. Since the village is very far from the school, previously I've been seeing that the small ones, they really don't come to school. Since last year when they started supporting them, I just see the children are very active, they now come to school, they don't really miss. I believe this one is going to improve their performance.
So I've been told this project started here last year, and the support came handy. You can see these children who are receiving assorted scholastic materials received the same materials last year. And apart from scholastic materials, this organization, these families from Europe, are buying for them uniform. In the last year's project, they were giving them lunch, because Nomara is actually cut off from this place by Ala River, which is a very big river. During rain seasons, children cannot cross this. So I think this project has come handy, and it is going to improve performance in a long time.
The LC5 chairman of Arua district, Honorable Alfred Nkwonzi, is appealing to the learners to use these scholastic materials to improve on their performance at school.
This morning I am here at Ringiri Primary School, presiding over handover of scholastic materials to some selected needy children in this primary school. The support is coming from families from Romania. There are some families with big hearts, golden hearts, who felt they needed to give support to some needy families in Uganda. And in this school, Ringiri Primary School, there are a total of 30 children here who are benefiting from this support from Romania. They are not only giving scholastic materials, they are also paying school fees of the children. particularly the PTA fund. So this morning I'm blessed to have them here presiding over. This is not the only school. There are also some getting the same support in Anzu Primary School and also in Awalio Primary School. So we are here for that purpose, and my appeal to the learners is that they have to use this to improve on their performances in this school and also concentrate, because this is a golden opportunity for them to have families that are supporting them all the way from Romania. This is a big blessing to these children and also the families. Made appeal to the parents, as the families in Romania pay for the PTA fund, they provide the scholastic materials, they also give food to the families. I appeal to the parents to work harder, parents of these children to work harder and save the resources that they would have spent in school for future use of these children. Right now, they are not paying the PTA fund, they are not even buying scholastic materials. Part of the food is coming from there. So I appeal to them to work harder and save resources for future use. What I know is that sometimes when support is coming to our people like this, they tend to relax. They don't go to the garden to work harder, which is very, very bad. They have to work harder and save the resources to pay the school fees once the children are in secondary school. I know these children are going to pass, but this is very good time for them to save.
Over 30 needy children of Ringiri Primary School have received scholastic materials to support their education and school performance. Reporting for West Nile Television, Okumaringa Christine, Nile Cast. And more in our stories for the evening. Total Energies is using scholarship programs for mindset change for both parents and children in the district within the project area. Out of 220 students who have benefited in this project since 2013, some who have successfully completed the studies are being brought back to encourage school-going children never to allow their situation at home to take them out of school. Stephen Okello from Gulu reports more.
While addressing the 15 new beneficiaries of the scholarship programs from Pakwach and Noya District, Henry Damba, the Deputy Car of Noya District Local Government, who was a beneficiary in this scholarship program before, urges the new intakes of the scholarship programs to study hard and come back to support the young one behind them.
Some of you are really complaining that most of the time you were chased away because of school fees.
Now you tell us, what is going to be your new excuse? The school fees are limited. By the way, I'm one of the beneficiaries of this scholarship program. They paid my fees for the whole course. In fact, at times when I feel reluctant, I say, if the fees was not paid, maybe I would have walked away.
Moya District Education Officer Ahiba George Botere says the Total Energy Scholarship Programs has pushed the retention rate of the school-going children in the district to 75, as the program addresses the negative attitude of community in the district towards education.
Some of our parents believe that education brings poverty at home. When actually for us where education is, in economics of education is an investment. You see how far we are in changing the attitude and mindset of our stakeholders. So that's a very big factor. How can we be at school? It's already 1 month, but some children are not at school as we talk now. Now what happens? And these are the very children who are competing with others in other parts of this country.
With hope for a better future and a lot of excitement, the students share their expectations, promising to become the change makers after their studies.
Since we were raised by our elder brother, because we lost our dad, so he managed to raise us all, pay our fees. So actually, I managed to study in a perfectly good school in our district, whereby I scored a good aggregate that will take me to the next level.
To Total Energies, the scholarship actually means a lot to me, as it's going to make me excel in my educational levels.
Martin Alike, the Program Relations Coordinator, Total Energy E&P, says by bringing back the alumni of the programs to the community, Total is encouraging community to keep their children in school.
We intentionally, as Total Energies, chose to make a relationship between the district, the parents, and the students to come together. We are aware that many times scholarship programs suffer from negative narratives when young children begin to think that their students, they are children of the scholarship programs.
Total Energy E&P scholarship program does improve on the foundation pillar of education and inclusions in the project's area. Stephen Okello, reporting for West Nile TV in Noya District.
And more in our stories for the evening. School Road and Adroya Road, constructed under the Uganda Support to Municipal Infrastructure Development in Arua City, have got failed street lights even before the commissioning. As in this report compiled by Dennis Oringi, the contractor has moved to remove the rotten solar batteries buried. Let's have more on that story.
This is the 2.8 kilometers School and Adroa Road, stretches from Arua Prisons to Arua Primary School via River Uli Health Center 4. The road that its work started towards the end of January 2020 was completed in 2022 and it awaits commissioning. The two roads, valued at shillings 20 billion, were handed over to China 7th Group Construction Company. It is the fourth road project in Arua municipality implemented by the Uganda Support to Municipal Infrastructure Development, USMID, supported by the World Bank. As the road awaits commissioning possibly this year, 1 year down the road, some of the street lights are not functioning, forcing the constructor to move to correct the lighting problem that has forced the constructor to remove the battery as well. According to some of the road users, despite the facelift that the road has brought to the area of Oli, there are challenges that they are facing as the road users.
Since it has been constructed here, as we bodabodas, we have been making more money than we have been making before, because it's tarmacked, not mudded like the one of before. First time is the light, and when it rains, that area you can see there, it becomes so mudded. And we are not respecting the traffic rules on this road.
Lemeriga Fadil, one of the concerned citizens in Arua City, attributes the correction of the street lights to the rumor about the coming of the President of the Republic of Uganda, and he calls upon the leadership of Arua City to avoid doing things under the pretense of looking good before the President.
Because of the press of the coming of the President, because this problem has been there since these solar lights were fixed and no attention was given. I even believe, I was able to observe that in the parts of Barawat, some of these facilities were not working, and there has been alarms raised, but without any due response from the authorities in Arua City. So I believe it is President Museveni is coming that is making all this happen. But let the local authorities understand that it is not Museveni who stays in Arua. It is us, the locals, who stay in Arua City.
1 year down the road, the school road that was constructed under Uganda Support to Municipal Infrastructure Development has not yet been commissioned. But what the citizens are witnessing is that the street lights are not functioning, and this has forced the city authority to move to replace the batteries that are not functioning. The question that remains unanswered is, did the contractor follow the right scope of the project, or money was eaten? Reporting for West Nile Television, I am Dennis Oringi.
Let's take a break. As we come back with more of the Nile Cast weekly news roundup only on West Nile Television. Stay tuned.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Miss Uganda 2023 finale. The wait is over. 470 contestants, 21 finalists, one big stage. Who will be the next beauty queen? The battle for the crown is on. This is the most beautiful showdown, the most unpredictable competition. Miss Uganda 2023 Grand Finale on March 18th, live on Makula TV at 8 p.m. only on Star Times. Miss Uganda 2023, beauty beyond looks.
Welcome back from that short break as we return back to the Nile Cast Weekly News Roundup. More in our stories for the evening. Understaffing in the Office of the Directorate of the Public Prosecutor in Amur District Local Government is paralyzing the implementation of the recent directive of the Minister of Water and Environment of banning the charcoal commercial and timber trade in Nacholi sub-region, which came into enforcement in the recent presidential directive on the protection of the environment. Stephen Okello from Gulu reports for.
In his recent visit to Acholi sub-region, President Museveni directed government to stop the transaction of any forest products from the regions. But the understaffing of Amoro District DPP office is frustrating the implementation of the directives.
In most cases, when we arrest or when we bring into custody persons who have violated the presidential directive on charcoal and the environment, we literally need to arraign them before the courts of law within the stipulated 48 hours. But we are constrained as a district of Amuru. We have one resident state attorney, a state attorney who is serving 3 magistrates.
According to resident district commissioner of Amuru District, Stephen Odonglata, both Amuru and Noya District is sharing one state attorney who is charged with responsibility of serving a grade 1 magistrate in the 2 districts and one chief judge who rotate between Amuru and Noya District.
We have intercepted the persons who are moving charcoal without any documentations, without any authorized certifications. As opposed to arraigning them before the courts of law, we are constrained because we cannot proceed. One, the state prosecutor will not be available. That creates a dilemma for us that when we arrest these suspects, what do we do?
Despite being informed, some of the commercial charcoal dealers claim not to be aware of the directives and urges district to pardon them.
The president could have come out for clarification because some people, they just get this news in the rumors and they don't know what to do right now. Some people are stuck, some have money, bank loans, like some get money from money lenders. They have no option right now. So they are stranded, others are depressed because they don't know what is going on. And what I can say about this, they would have given us some time. They would have given us some time so that we check on ourselves, we prepare for the storm.
Jimmy Wane, the ranger manager of National Forest Authority for Lao and Acholi sub-region, who applauded the government for coming up with the bans, urges the government to use this time to put in place the policy that restricts issuing traveling documents by the district forest officers.
But you should know that most of this charcoal dealing is coming from outside the forest reserves. So issuing a permit was not being done by NFA, it was being done by the district forest officers or the districts. It is unfortunate that most of these permits were even given illegally, because before you give a permit there should have been a license to burn charcoal. But they don't have licenses and they're still giving the movement permit, yet they have no license to convert the charcoal.
In a letter, the State Minister for Environment, Ms. Beatrice Anywa, instructed all the chief administrative officers in Acholi sub-region to stop issuing movement documents for charcoal and timber from their respective districts, except for harvest meant for local consumption within the regions. Stephen Okello, reporting for West Nile TV in Amuru District.
And more in our stories for the evening. On Wednesday, the whole world celebrated the International Women's Day, while in Aras City, where the celebration was at St. Joseph College Ombachi grounds. The day was celebrated under the theme Equal Opportunity in Education, Science and Technology for the Innovation and Equal Future. Let's have more on that story.
zuarwarsi, emina mozirsi, emina matambarsi. Asope mitiliadwa, manigas ma uro danonziku, iru, oku I guest of honoru, oku I dederu, oku I mamaru, oku I kanisa, oku I maskitia, oku I paritia.
Ale bada dichape drifupira rembazo akulia discipline leokunu. Askuna koka tianzi madieko, askuna gubi totono fokidi churoba, nikimva madeza invite skulu era leku arako, lata skulu dera arako, oko kede toneo de montane. So if women take the lead, the society can definitely be transformed.
I want to thank God for this day that He has made, for we shall be glad and rejoice in it.
Kini ifa mbo Mungu ni uduan rudosi, halenia le bamazwa iko, dizafezu irini.
The theme for this day speaks for itself.
Kini yo duan rudovuri, nzeyo iperiera.
Before I say anything in relation to the theme, I want us to rise up and remember a lady who fought so hard and was going to make all women equal. She was a scientist. She did a lot for the girl children, but God did not allow her to celebrate this day with us. If she was alive, she would be here. Professor Christine Dranzoa. Let's rise up and give her respect.
Meanwhile, in Arua District, the district commemorated the International Women's Day at Logiri Sub-County. Different speakers of the day encouraged the women to embrace digital growth. Joseph Julua reports more.
The International Women's Day is a day celebrated annually across the globe to celebrate the goodness of the women worldwide. Arua District celebrated this year's Women's Day in Logiri Sub-County under the theme Digital Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. The female gender applauded the government of Uganda through the leadership of His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for encouraging girl-child education in Uganda.
I am a woman, so I have to be proud about it. It feels very good when the nation reserves a day like this for women. So it means that women are not left behind. They have to be equal to the men.
And I feel every woman out there should feel important and be happy on this day because it is a day we can express ourselves fully.
Juliet Asubo called upon the parents to support girl child with all the basic needs to avoid the girl child from being exploited and urged the parents to embrace the government policy of educating the girl child. While Stella Amanda, the Dean of Students of Muni University, has pointed on the government policies on digital use, which has led to growth in digital innovation and access by the female gender across all the digital platforms in Uganda.
And then we've been encouraging our parents, especially the fathers, to see value in our girls, because our culture has put it that the girl child is meant to bring wealth in the family. But we're working along the mindset change of our parents to see that the girl child has value if well educated. The girl can be more productive than the boy child, given the chance to go to school.
And the issues of gender equity, and in particular addressing issues of education, science and technology, aspects of innovations, and looking at gender equal future. Allow me to front that the government of Uganda has put in place a number of legal and policy frameworks to address access to education using the different innovation techniques in science and technology through the development of the ICT strategy.
The resident district commissioner of Arua district thanked the women groups in the district for performing well and spearheading the government programs as many registered progress in the hands of women, and encouraged the women to take on the parish development model with the 30% that is allocated for women.
Parish development model
is beginning with a story of success. Because if you look at even a Myoga, I want to assure the young girl that told us disco is a problem, that we are going to restrict discotheques, called discotheques, or disco operations in Arua district with immediate effect. In fact, we have already directed the chief administrative officer to come up with a scientific approach, because it is about science. We just cannot go and stop them, because people also should enjoy. You must come up with a scientific approach. If your disco hall does not meet the standard, can you immediately turn it into a produce dealer's store?
Arua District Woman Member of Parliament, Honorable Paparo Lilian Obiale, has encouraged the heads of the families to stop the rampant sale.
Angonda zipi were di bele ni PDM epi mu pimi musende ni dumi animu azingari mina yozori asipi da ba mamba denga kala ni chidini ba ani ra ma ngodia oku emi angozi ndia agu pikini dango yene nene kwe agu pia la maninga angoraba askona mama belanzi to angosi ekwa mazati emiuzi angori deko askona ngondere erebe nanzi agupia nziro amani OCD ibeni ye mangonde bidua yo zaroni ekonga amaze banga break angozi zuri dinia angwa anu subile ko ekozi baro ne kuba askona usubi kamene ti kamuzi wiki rugodiere aro mibini muti ni kwe angoro miuzi dulaloro
And she also cautioned the women of Vura to respect and value their husbands to avoid and reduce cases of domestic violence in homes. Joseph Chura reporting for West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories for the evening. The Arua District local government leaders and the technocrats welcomed the Aga Khan Foundation East African Chief Executive Officer Riaz Nathu, who paid a courtesy call visit to the District Education Department to establish the achievements, challenges, and way forward in a bid to strengthen their partnership and promote effective service delivery. Let's have more on that story. The Arua District local government leaders and the technocrats have welcomed the East African Aga Khan Foundation Chief Executive Officer Riaz Nathu, who paid a courtesy call visit to the Arua District local government offices at the Arua District Education Department to establish the achievements, challenges, and possible way forward in the education sector in a bid to strengthen the existing partnership and promote effective service delivery.
Aga Khan has always involved us. I signed the memorandum of understanding for Arua District and Arua City on behalf of the Education Department. And I became the focal person for Foundation for Learning in these two entities. So Aga Khan came to our aid in a measurable way, funding our talk shows and radios, continued teaching and learning online, distribution of resources to enable standard operating procedures, even developing some guidelines for schools to open. It was the support of Aga Khan. Aga Khan, the heart to serve humanity, and particularly focusing on the poor and the marginalized.
A lot of countries, a lot of your colleagues that work in different governments around the world are looking to West Nile for learning. There are many challenges here that are also challenges present in many different parts of the world. You have diverse populations here. You have transitory populations here. You have a fragile environment here when it comes to climate change as well. All of these factors play out in different parts of the world. Make no mistake, the world is looking to West Nile to learn as well. I think when we look at the enabling factors that allow our collective work to flourish, partnership is probably the most important factor. This isn't just an exchange of resources, it's a two-way exchange of knowledge as well. Because our collective mandate, the stakes have never been higher. We all have a role to play in shaping the next generation of West Nile leaders, the next generation of leaders in Arua. We all have a role on a daily basis to influence those pathways. This is why I think when we look at partnership in the Aga Khan Foundation and the Aga Khan Development Network, in our DNA, we take long-term approaches to complex challenges. But I think the challenges that us collectively are concerned with require long-term approaches. The investment in individuals, the investment in the diplomas and the scholarships, those aren't meant to yield short-term gains. Those are meant to yield long-term structural changes. The partnership that we have here has global consequences, not just only national. I'm grateful of this partnership. I'm grateful for the partnership that we have with the Ministry of Education at the national level, which is enabling further investments into Uganda.
As chairman, you might not know, but I am kept abreast with every activity of the Aga Khan Foundation. I want to say, I want to be on record that the capacity building component here in the Arua district cannot go without mentioned. And our people, caregivers are not enough. They short supply in the Arua district. What we call nursery school teachers, they are in short supply in the Arua district. But Aga Khan has built the capacity of our caregivers. Many more have been, sponsored for that goal. If we want to factor in human resource capital for this country, we must invest in the area of education. We must invest in the area of health. And that is where Aga Khan is coming from. Even the lockdown, during lockdown, our ECD learners were in class. Why? There was e-learning with support from Aga Khan Foundation. Our caregivers were given laptops. Quite unique, and they continue to provide learning for our learners through ECD. We are so much blessed by your presence here. The future is quite a bright one, very, very bright one, if we continue with this partnership.
The resident district commissioner, Okiswa Godfrey, has thanked the Aga Khan Foundation for their continuous investment in education in Arua district.
Your presentation on the initiatives of education is what anchors the development of this country. His Excellency the President values education so much. Some time ago, he told this nation that there is no investment we can have other than investment in education. People alone other investments people are talking about. That I'm investing in agriculture, I'm investing in the estates, I'm investing in... But the investment in human resource is the biggest investment the country can ever be proud of. The country is focusing on socio-economic transformation. And that's why the president is about to come here on socio-economic transformation. We have a particular program called Value Development Model. But without education, all these programs can go into a waste. Because now we have a component there where there's a pillar called the mindset change. And this is what we are focusing on. That we really need to find the means of ensuring that our people build their capacity to the extent that poverty is fought. When we talk about development, we should be talking about sustainable development, not just development. We should be talking about development that takes care of our future generations. All this can be attained by education and further education.
Reporting for West Nile Television, Okumuringa Christine, Nile Cast. And more in our stories for the evening. Local people at Pesi Laro Division in Gulu City felt at peace after a private company training the youth on heavy machinery operations supported the council by maintaining and upgrading 5 roads at Pesi Laro Division. Tio Heavy Machine Training Center in Gulu City on heavy equipment operator has offered to take the practical lesson for the students on the road. Stephen Okello from Gulu reports more.
Inception, Gulu City Council do not have road equipments. The most affected one are the community living in the newly annexed area from the neighboring district to Gulu City.
We have a lot of broken culverts and bridges. We don't receive road fund as a division. The city receives.
TIO Plan Heavy Machines Training Center has graded over 5 roads as part of their social corporate responsibility.
And they have almost saved us over 40 million because when you look at the rate of the fuel and hiring a grader per day is almost $1 million per day, paying the operator, always we give operator 100, the assistant 50,000. When you sham it, I think we'll almost up to 40 million.
Evelyn Arach says TIO planned heavy machines trading centers has saved the community using this road from rampant accidents. By practicing on the road, the community will not only be benefiting from the school by skilling their children, but also saving them from road accidents. Noel Apio, a primary school teacher who opted out of the classroom, says operating grader was something she had been admiring for years, and this training center has made her dreams come true.
Grader, and actually so far I've learned something, and I'm going back with something, and I'm enjoying it so much. Like right now, I know the formation of road. I can make road by myself when nobody's there.
The road network within Gulu City Center looks good, but the area that was annexed from the neighboring district to the city is suffering from poor network. Stephen Okello, reporting for West Nile TV from Gulu City.
And more in our stories for the evening. Women Democracy Network Uganda has recognized the contributions of the different civil society organizations and non-governmental organizations operating in the West Nile region for their tremendous support towards amplifying social accountability and civic engagements in the political, education and health sector in the West Nile region. Let's have more in that story. Women Democracy Network held an end-of-project evaluation dialogue and award ceremony with the participating NGOs, CBOs, media, and Arua local government leaders for the tremendous work made in amplifying civic engagements and social accountability in the West Nile region. The participating stakeholders received certificates of recognition, prizes such as laptops and an HP printer, and gave their success stories of the project.
This program has really done a lot of impact on citizens. If you're not empowered, if you don't have knowledge, then you default. And I have noted from this program that the first thing in society is you to empower people. When they know everything, it is easier for you as a political leader. You will be actually driving on a tower growth because they know what they can demand on their rights, if they can also know their roles as citizens. It's very important. And this has happened in North Division. I want to say this thing on education and health. I want to say the impact of this dialogue made me to move from 53 percentages to now 90. Yeah, my North Division. And it's so far the best division in Koboko. When you talk about Koboko, it is trying to talk about Koboko district, it is the North Division. Because all the activities are centered in that particular division.
We make citizens actually own the advocacy itself. Because if they feel, where they create a feeling that they look at the project as being theirs, it makes it very hard for them to engage and perhaps implement the action points that we have agreed on. And that is a big plus, especially in the area of citizens that I have seen. And then the other thing is the tangible accountability. You know, it is always untrustworthy, especially in Uganda today, to give paper accountability. But when you give practical accountability of a road, of a facility, of something that is tangible, it creates a better impression, particularly to even the donors, but most importantly, to the beneficiaries of the program.
In the project, a lot has been achieved, particularly in the area of promotion of good governance, in the area of participation participation in competitive politics. That has been achieved, and then we have been able to build consensus with our voters and electorates. We have been building consensus on certain areas where they expected us to perform better. We have also been able to have our capacity built, both our political leaders and civic leaders, as well as the civil society. Our capacities have been built in so many areas. Conflict resolution and mediation, we participated in that quite often. And quite often we kept giving accountability to the electorates on various forums, including the media. And I must say, I'm very, very grateful to the civil society organizations for setting my mind in the direction that is supposed to be. And I'm grateful to the people of goodwill who want to set my mind in the direction that they want to see. So as a leader, I want to say, we'll continue to be proactive. And I call upon our people to engage in what is called positive engagements than negative engagements. Positive criticisms than negative criticisms. Those ones will not lead us anywhere. I say this for God and my country.
I want to appreciate you for a job well done. Our community today is a wasted community. I wish we could get down to the communities and change their mindset. Parents have neglected their duties today. The other week I was very bitter with some man who was arrested, who was recruiting children to be taken to Bongo. And I cautioned those parents, if I find a parent again giving children that they're going to study elsewhere, I'm going to arrest those parents. God bless you with these children for you to take care of them. Let's work together to bring this country to a better, so that the next generation is really an informed one. I want to thank you, Women Democracy Network, organize many of these so that we can talk about it.
The Women Democracy Network project name was Amplifying Citizens Agency, Voice and Effective Participation in the Democratization Process after the 2021 elections in Uganda. Reporting for West Nile Television, Okumuringa Christine, Nile Cast. And to end our Nile Cast weekly news roundup only on West Nile Television, the people in Zombo district have been urged to embrace the parish development model program if they are to come out of poverty. The appeal was made to them by the State Minister for Northern Uganda, Honorable Kwiwuchrin Grace Freedom, while launching the disbursement of the parish revolving fund to the beneficiaries in the district. Let's have more on that story.
Ni launching nyoni yapo udu tish kusente I parish development model sente eni beshidu iban sako ashela shell sako pirabusiel wiachel zomi Zombo district ento kulapor washimiu check mae mutie kunying zeulor centro sente magi keti check migi utie million Hirade Kuyario and Inying Zeulor Centro.
The The State Minister for Northern Uganda, Honorable Grace Freedom Kuyushwin, yesterday launched the disbursement of the Parish Revolving Fund and the Parish Development Model to the beneficiaries drawn from the 61 parishes that are benefiting from the Parish Development Model in Zombo District. The Minister first had the launch of the disbursement of the fund for Ra County at Zeo Playgrounds, then proceeded to Paida for the launch of the disbursement of the Revolving Fund for Koro County, all in Zombo District. The Chief Administrative Officer, Zombo District, says Zombo District has so far received the money for all the 61 parishes.
As we speak now, government has put 1,906,000,000 shillings on SACA accounts. And as we speak now, people have started getting the money. In the whole district, as of yesterday, 53% of the money had been disbursed.
Some of the beneficiaries who received the money into their personal accounts could not hide their joy after receiving SMS alerting them of the confirmation of the money deposited on the account.
Dia kumakesh
Centenary. Dia Odiera. RXN of 1 million account.
Of 1 million shillings on your account, you want RXN 1 million of 1 million shilling on your ACXX that they want
However, some of the beneficiaries still have a number of unanswered questions in as far as PDM implementation is concerned. The beneficiaries are now requesting for clear guidelines to be issued for others to be interested in benefiting from this fund.
Forms, any forms eshe benungoma nano kwa kurubiru silingi mokeli fabish mobeka gamba dano esha gimoku ikinde mo betemo tishmwa esha giberu kawasho gipeku senti mania no magimari program enke komshamako ubeku senti silingi fabish ma waketu uketu jimokende ubinu ongo program en
then ube washi to million achela chen ani parish para angeonia nanguma kujulaji chaknya nok uwashi ngachel million achel kanga cha chulungoke ngama bishi banjo sendi cha pera ngo one executive nangwa neno capacity cha pe rewa million achel ende ungenia ya koda ka banj ubikonywa ka banjo tano cha gimoku.
Still have troubles in the village. People who have passed, they don't even want to see others. They started garring people. So as me I'm talking, they let me as a soup go. The soup go in the office, so we always go there to supervise around what is happening in the office. So when we reach there, the only talk the people talk about is they are going to ban our office because it's like we are the only people from Seven. Seven knows only us in our district. I mean, as a county. That is my question. What shall we do?
So the problem we are facing here, program any pinusa parari miku bueno, gibe mitu paida. Donc kitu magwarom ku beneficiaries moi donc we were take. No sente pe magwating sente moi miku moi, wati ku mi transport te right paida, odwa kwanywe izombo.
The State Minister Kuyushwin was quick to guide the beneficiaries and urge them to always use their technical officers and further calls upon them to request for money that should be able to change their lives.
Ichungi doge tir kudi log ni a president makunge ni a president benular kaga mudeni nenedi eni kawa eka shiele ketingu kawa eka shiele eni ni a tish mitere kupide kudango megisheke terungo million a shiele teru tak mogo matitungo do million masha mibel worusha itingu dakarioi iketu eka adi wake boy Yenda kashel il woro donga nyoya ngoma pese na shiel re kubang shenge Umakitim piny matit makelu aloka ikuo peri. Any mindset change, ungo? I think this is the real mindset change. 100,000 cannot get you out of poverty. It cannot. Kega million ashelesha. Kana kaiti inikendi gambaku peringeti gambudingeti ukeyap eka esha. Ango maziloru liang.
Julius Kapwepe, Technical Advisor for Parish Development Modu from the Secretariat, Ministry of Local Government, while addressing the beneficiaries, says Parish Development Modu is not only about the money the beneficiaries are receiving, but it is about how service delivery can reach the people at the parish level.
The Parish Development Model is for every Ugandan. It is only the Parish Revolving Fund, the small seed money, that is for people that are in subsistence economy. Parish development model includes roads in your community, bridges, schools, and several other things. But the parish revolving fund, the seed money, is only for those people that are subsisting.
It should be noted that the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, is expected in Western Sub-region on 29th to 30th this month to find out how the implementation of Parish Development Model is moving on. Will his findings make West Nile a role model in as far as fighting poverty is concerned? It is a question that leaves to be answered after his visit. Reporting for West Nile Television, Nile Cast, I am Dennis Oringi.
And with that story, viewer, we've come to the end of the Nile Cast weekly news roundup on West Nile Television. Thank you for being with us from the beginning of the Nile Cast to the end of the Nile Cast, only on West Nile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that follow. My name is Ukumaringa Christine. Have a